Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Early Career Academic. On this channel, I explore how I use the Passion Planner to set personal and professional goals. In this video, I'm going to be planning out the week of March 5th through the 11th. Clearly, I need to get my head on straight. Thank you for returning if you have been watching this channel, and thank you to any new viewers. Please leave a note in the comments to introduce yourself, say hi, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I really do appreciate seeing you guys pop up here and there and sort of just check in with you, see how things are going. Before I dive in, I just want to make a note that I am a Passion Planner ambassador. That means there is an affiliate link for Passion Planner products in the description of this video and a discount code that gives you an extra 10% off of any Passion Planner goodies. And they're almost always running a sale, so you can get an extra 10% off if you use my discount code. I do appreciate it when you do use those codes or links. All right, let's get into it because I need to plan out next week. There's just a lot going on right now. Before I do that, let's take a look at the current week. I am filming this on Friday, so there's still one more day in the week to go. This was not a bad week considering if you watched my last plan with me, last week was my no good, horrible week. This week, redeemed me to myself. I definitely still have some challenges with my back. It turns out it was a slip disc, so I took some medication that I just finished, and I'm going to be doing some physical therapy, mostly in the month of April. So, you know, it's not like a done deal necessarily, but I feel a million times better than I did last week. I feel just like, you know, capable. So that was nice. Also, it's a good thing because this week it just piled on. A lot of the administrative tasks I have to do start picking up this week. My feedback to my students picks up this week. Just a lot happening right before spring break, which is coming up in a couple weeks. And so I'm so glad that I feel better this week because I would feel just crushed with obligations if I hadn't been able to kind of keep on top of it. And I still have a lot of work I got to do today as well. And then we have a really busy weekend. We actually have 3 social engagements, which is insane to me with a baby, but 2 of them are at my house. So at least I don't have to go anywhere for 2/3 of those. So I am looking forward to them because I love socializing, but at the same time, yeah, hopefully I go into next week not totally depleted. Anyway. So, so this week I thought turned out really cute. You can see I'm doing pretty well on my habits. So I really enjoy having this little tracker. And I thought it was kind of cute. I added this since I made my plan with me because I am hosting brunch on Sunday morning, and I decided to use this little meal plan sticker from the Let's Eat sticker book, Passion Planner sticker book, to decide what I'm going to be serving in that. And so I'm excited that I found a use for that. I have not filled out my good things, as you can see, but I will do that before Saturday ends. Okay, so let's talk about the current week. And if you're new here, the sticky note just reminds me of the things I need to check in with when I'm setting up a week so that I, I'm staying on top of my goals and stuff. So this week I would like to use a page out of the Passion Planner Passion Project sticker book. This is super cute. It's one of the newest books they have, and it's just, I think I pulled this out from one of my recent Plan With Me's, but it is just got all of these, different kinds of passion themed stickers, like gardening and cooking, music and video gaming, and you name it. I'm going to be using this page, which is the reading page, mostly because I like all the green in it, and I'm kind of threading green throughout the month of March for obvious reasons. I just liked this. It's subtle, but it's there in all the stickers, and these stickers are just darling. They're just gorgeous. I mean, look at this stack of books with the little coffee mug and the heart steam coming off of it. It's just super cute. So I really want to use this page. I'm probably not going to use every sticker on that page because there's a lot of them. Also, I want to bring in some washi, and I'm thinking that this green is the closest green to that green. There's a couple different greens in here, so I could go with a different green, but we're gonna go with this kind of like blue-green washi. Okay, and that will match those. And I think I'm going to remember this time to use my meeting stickers because I have a couple meetings this week. The question is, should I use these ones or should I use these ones? I actually think I'm going to use the typewriter font one. I just think it will look cuter with the book stickers. So yeah, okay. All right, well, they're out there. We'll see if I remember to use them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the washi and just cover up this header because the washi is kind of transparent, so you can kind of see the stuff behind it. Yes, so much better week. I even got some academic writing stuff done. I'm hoping to actually submit something today, but there is like quite a bit of work I need to do between feedback from my students and administrative stuff. Like right now we're basically scoring exams and I don't want to get too into it, you know, because it's like, you know, I'm not entirely sure how much I'm like allowed to share, but it's an interesting experience so far. What is happening with this? Am I not? There we go. Okay. Like the scoring itself is kind of like whatever because I've been doing this kind of thing for a long time. But it's been interesting being a part of this admin team and like kind of, you know, people have different personalities and different work approaches and obviously different obligations. There's actually been a few moments where I'm like, oh, I totally get why people with children get annoyed with people who don't have children because there are some things, like some, I think, rather large assumptions that people make about my availability that, you know, I don't think they would be making if they had children of their own. And it made me think to myself, like, oh my God, did I do this to someone with children? Like if I was organizing something and I was like racking my brain to think like, did I do that? And I honestly can't remember unless, you know, someone were to mention it. But the only thing I can like think of off the top of my head is I have had students, of course, you know, with children saying like, oh my gosh, you know, all 3 of my kids had the stomach bug and blah, blah, blah. And like, I think in those situations, from what I can recall, I've been very, very sympathetic, very empathetic. It's not like I wasn't, I have watched after sick children. So like, I knew what a burden that could be. Not like a burden, but like, you know, it is a burden, in fact, when everyone's sick in your household. But I just have a lot more clarity now, being a parent, a working parent, about the limitations that we have. Let's put it that way. So, and I'm also going to use this mild liner, which is the same one I used last week, because first, I think it brings in another type of green, but also I went ahead and I had to mark this weekend. This is the only thing about this planner. This is the one I got in a giveaway because it's a Sunday start. And like, I could see the benefit of it some weeks, but this weekend when we have so much going on, I'm like, God, I wish the weekend was on one page. Because I like really needed to remind myself what we had going on, and I just jumped ahead without, like, before I decided what I was going to do with the spread. But anyway, so yeah, there's been some like interesting like things with some of my colleagues, and I'm like, yeah, y'all don't have children clearly, because you would not schedule a meeting for that time if you did. So yeah, it's been interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and put some stickers on just because I really want to get some of them on here. Treat yourself. And like a couple weeks ago, you may remember I had like, I was trying to get myself, I was brainstorming ways um, to read more. And it actually has helped. Like, I actually have been reading. If you follow me on Instagram and you look at my stories, you will see that I actually have finished a couple books, at least started a couple books. I've definitely finished one book, and I'm just really happy with the way that's going. So the brainstorm helped, and part of it is like realizing that I can read my books to my daughter. Like, she doesn't know. She's only 4 months old. Um, she's definitely not maybe as like visually stimulated by a book with no pictures, but she likes to hear my voice. She likes to hear me talk to her, and she doesn't know what I'm saying. And I do like talk to her. Like, I turn away from the page and I look at her, you know, as I'm reading. And it definitely is the slowest way I've ever read anything in my life, but it's better than zero reading, right? That's what I'm telling myself. So let me go ahead and put some plans on here. So this coming week is a bit of a meeting. Well, I have quite a few meetings. Thankfully, though, it's not like super stacked because I need time. I think this goes till 4. To actually do work next week. I have so much stuff I need to do because spring break is coming up. This is the week before spring break, and so like I just have a lot. And I would like to go into my spring break. I think we're only doing it till 5. With, you know, like I will have some work, as I've talked about in some of my videos, but I don't want to have any of the work that I planned on completing before spring break still lingering during spring break. So I'd rather work on the stuff that I planned on working on. And then 9:45, I have a Zoom call. And then I think we're good these days. And then this coming Sunday, heads up everybody. Well, what I mean by this coming Sunday, I mean like the 12th is when we spring forward. I can't remember when that's going to end. Federally in the US, our time change thing is going to change. But I need to look into that. I'm not sure like what that means. Like, is Virginia is where I live, is it gonna stay changing time? I feel like this is gonna get weird. But I don't think it's happening right this second, the change, so I need to make sure that our clocks are set forward an hour. I don't know, what do you guys think about daylight savings? Like, I'm going to put this a little lower in the meeting because I want to put what meeting it is above it, because otherwise I won't remember. But yeah, I'm interested to know. Like, I know Arizona doesn't do daylight savings, but they have a ton of sunlight because of where they are located. So it makes a little more sense to me in that regard. I know that like I appreciate there being more light in the morning as someone who's a morning person, but I know people that are like not morning people and they object to daylight savings. I also know that it's a big like annoying thing to have to move your clock twice a year. I mean, it causes a lot of disruption and, you know, expense, I'm assuming. So I can kind of get why people would want to abolish it. But also, like, I understand why, like, as someone who has family and my husband in the trades, you know, people who get up really early. So this initially was created obviously for agricultural workers, but, you know, extends, I think, to anyone who gets up early to work. I get why we did it, like why we had this, because of the daylight issue. And so I'm just not sure what I think about it exactly. Where did I put did I get my pen out? I did not. Okay, so this is my Pilot G2, which is like my current favorite pen. This is our admin meeting. This is a smaller admin meeting. This is a faculty meeting. And this is a course observation meeting. Okay, so quite a few meetings for me anyway, for my type of work. And then, oh, there is also, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this honestly, because this is, this is just like a professional development type thing, and we'll just see like how frazzled I feel by Tuesday. But this is, I've been meaning to go to at least one of these professional, like kind of, it's sort of like a brown bag type thing that our department does. And I've been meaning to do that. But, it's one of those things where, like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed or overworked or whatever, then, like, it falls by the wayside. Look how cute that looks. I'm so glad I remembered my meeting stickers this week. I knew it would happen eventually, y'all. Just had to hang in there with me. Yeah, I think in terms of the plans, that's all I had on my digital calendar. Let's take a quick look. And if you haven't seen my March plan with me, it is up on my channel. Isn't it cute? I love it. I love the pink and the green combo. It's just really freaking adorable. I am just taking a quick look and seeing if I missed anything. I don't think so though. I think we're good for this week. Sorry, my baby got up earlier than normal today. So I am like dragging a little. Let me get my glue stick out and put my habit tracker in. One thing I did notice about last week's habit tracking situation is for whatever reason, the PDF lines don't print very dark. So like there was a few times where I'm like looking at it, and because the lines aren't dark and I was using marker to like fill in the box, it was kind of muddy, like you couldn't tell what it was for. This is going to be covering up my stickers. I'll put it. Yeah, oh well, it is what it is. So I don't know if I should like darken these lines or maybe like mark the habit in a different way. Like I could, I mean, the whole point of me using this was so that I didn't have to draw out the lines. So I'm kind of like hesitant to like take the time to do that. I lost my pen again. Oh, here it is. This is also a little crooked, but whatever. The other thing I was thinking about is I'd like to reorder these a little to group them by like what time of day I do them, because sometimes it looks like a weird jigsaw puzzle because I'm like, oh, I'm not ready to like do that thing. I mean, in theory, I would do all of these except for academic writing maybe like first thing in the morning. But that's not how it always shakes out, and I kind of like have an idea now of like how it does shake out. So let's do the ones I do first. So I've been doing my 1 line a day. And if you haven't watched my notebooks video, which I just posted on the channel, I talk about how that is going, and this recipe book as well. I'm just loving those two things. It's kind of a nice little thing to do first thing in the morning too. And then in theory, I would do, let's do vitamins, dinner, coffee. And if you're new, these are just things I like to do every day. I don't stress if I don't do them. It just makes the next day a little easier if I do get to them. Like setting up the coffee machine. Obviously I want to take my vitamins every day. If you watched my stories last week, you know that part of the reason I went so low after my back situation is I stopped taking my vitamins, and that does affect my mood. This is to remind me to clean the kitty litter box. And then the last thing is academic writing. And this is actually not whether I did academic writing, but whether I checked it off in my year in pixels thing. And that's so that just to like make sure that I'm doing it on a regular basis. So that's why it's always checked off regardless of whether or not I did any academic writing. But yeah, so I don't know. What do you think? Should I like check the habits off with little checks? Because that would make it a little more clear. But it is kind of like, it is, you can see the squares because I started drawing them in more clearly with the marker. I don't know. Something to think about. Something to think on. I have a couple days before I start marking that stuff off. The other thing I want to do before I start stickering is I want to, actually, let's put in the video stickers. See, I don't, let me see if I have, do I have green? I have 2 greens. Okay, that's good. I'm definitely going to use these. And then maybe because the other dominant color is like an orange, I might, in the stickers, I might come in and do that. Nah, okay. So a couple of exciting things that have happened this past week. I did give my daughter her first like real food, which was a mashed banana, little teeny tiny bits of it. She's still like pretty young and not ready to like fully baby led weaning, you know, but like I want to start getting her used to different like taste sensations. And also we're going to be introducing like the major allergens to her one at a time to see if she has reactions to them. And the good news is that even if she does have mild reactions at this age, chances are she won't always have the same reaction, especially if we like periodically introduce it. And the other thing I will say that you might find interesting if you yourself are planning on having kids or you have little ones like I do, is, you know, I read this research where if you, like your child has like a severe reaction to something and you want to kind of try to like lessen that reaction, they recommend that you like change the composition of whatever it is. So the article that I was reading was talking about a dairy allergy in particular. And what they did after like training, what they were able to do after training is the child who had a severe milk allergy leading up to this was able to get all the way up to basically being able to eat cheese pizza with no issue. That child will never be able to like drink milk straight out of the jug, right? But the way that they did this is they would put dairy product in stuff, like bake it into goods and stuff like that. And that like that cooking it, I guess, I'm not a scientist clearly, but that kind of like changing it somehow with heat, made it easier for the child's system to kind of gain some traction. And they were able to at least like not make the child deathly allergic to milk altogether. And so I thought that was really cool. And so something that I'm keeping in mind, certainly, as we are working on our own situation here. This book, like the flowers coming out of the book, is so cute. Let's look at this week's quote. So there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Try to find contentment in the process of what you do. Try not to think about how you've done in the past or what you expect to happen in the future. Simply be happy doing your best in the present moment, and you will always be happy regardless of the outcome. That's a good reminder. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put my word of the year. to remind myself to enjoy. And I think if you look back at some of those videos, or if you're new here, I'll just go ahead and say, like, part of my fear for this semester was, you know, being so overwhelmed juggling work with baby that I lose track of, you know, the fact that I want this for my life. Like, this is the life I chose. I wanted the crap out of my daughter for sure. You know, I love my job most days, and I don't want to be so overwhelmed that I, like, you know, start hating this life that I built for myself. So I'm trying to remember, like, to find those moments of enjoyment, and to, like, really lean into that, like, feeling. These book stickers are so stinking cute. Okay, I'm gonna try not to over sticker, you guys, because, you know, that is tempting with these. I'm trying to bring, like, a little more up, but I need this space too for, like, my daily lists that I make, so I'm trying to, like, be judicious about it. I'm bringing in a little more orange as well with these. Look at the kitty cat on top of the sticker. So cute. And maybe, like, one more, and then stop. Stop. Okay. You guys probably can't see what I'm looking at. Let's do this. Let's do this little exciting, like, firework book thing. Okay. Cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. Super cute. Oh, look how cute that is. The little book stickers everywhere. Yeah. So channeling some good reading energy. I actually just got a new book in the mail, and I've read, like, the first chapter or so. It's the same author who writes The Swedish Art of Death Cleaning, if you have heard about that book. And so it's like her follow-up book. But it seems interesting to me, so. And also I was planning on giving it to my mom after I finished reading it, because my mom is, like, lately interested in ideas of aging, and so I'm like, all right, sure. I will give you this. Okay, so I already wrote down some of the admin stuff I have to do because I was afraid of forgetting the steps, and so I don't need to write that down. Prep for meeting here. Okay, so I have feedback for students. I want to also put my Monday, Wednesday, Sunday announcements. I need to provide feedback on their annotation activity. I know, and normally I'd flip to my little list that I made back here to remind myself what I owe my students, but I did this ahead of time because I was afraid I wouldn't have time to really, like, have a long plan with me. My daughter appears to be sleeping though, so that's nice. And then I will need to look for I have to review these materials before we do our, like, call on Thursday. And then what I'd love to get done this week, which fingers crossed, is post midterm grades, because that is something I don't want to have to do on spring break. Then there's over here, we're gonna put, I have a couple of videos to film. I'm actually going to do a film of, like, what I want to accomplish on spring break, so that's coming up. It's probably going to be Tuesday's video, so you can see what I'm planning on tackling in that week. And then let's see if there's anything else. Let's see, moving stuff over here. Okay, what we still haven't done is make a will, but maybe that's a spring break thing. So we'll see. Anything else? Okay, so let's take a look at stuff I want to do in the month of March. I gotta ask my sister-in-law, maybe there's a day I can take my niece to the museum during my spring break. But it's not her spring break, obviously. But maybe there's a day, so I'll need to ask her. And then this is for the following week, do some of this stuff. And then this might be spring break stuff. And then this I will have done. First draft feedback. That's the spring break thing. Still waiting on those proofs, haven't received them. Edited collection. Yeah, that's an academic writing activity that I would like to do. And hopefully I will be done with my current project, so yeah, I'm gonna put this up here. And this is like what I determined before the semester began. Like I wanted to do academic writing on at least Tuesdays and Thursdays, and try to do it the other days too, but at least those days. So I'm putting it up there just to remind myself that it is something I want to be doing. Also, let me come in here. Okay. Yes, taking a look at my sticky note. We looked at monthly goals, 23 for 2023. So yeah, that reminds me. Ask my sister-in-law about that museum trip. And then did ideal week, student work. And then in terms of exercise, I am trying to do a little bit of back-friendly stretching in the morning, and then walks every day that it's nice out. And like nice, I mean sunny is like my only criteria, really. Or not even sunny, but just not raining at this point. I will take it. So, you know, I have to probably look ahead at the weather, and I can't do that because I'm recording with my phone right now. So I'm going to do that and then see maybe in the next couple days if there's going to be some good days for walks, because those are going well. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my little walkies picture with my daughter. I think that's just about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. I hope your week's going well. Those of you at the Wild Planner Conference, I hope you're having fun. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I have some more fun planning videos coming up. Hope you stick around. Hope to see you in the comments. Yeah, and have a good week. I'll see you later. Bye.